because then it's just effectively, yeah, I mean, it could be, but like to me, the most interesting version is you do something like a WoW Hunter or Pokemon-y or whatever, because that's the fun of. I feel like that's the fundamental excitement of collecting with Beastmaster is going and capturing a bunch of creatures across all of Eorzea or all of Hydaelyn.
Does it have a raising component like with Sanctuary or something?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Right.
I would hope
so. Is it Pokemon or Monster Hunter?
Right.
Or
if you could
Monster
capture
Hunter,
and level,
whatever it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine though if you could capture and level so that it ends up being that Pokemon where it's like, all right, yeah, you got that Dodo, and then you've invested in that Dodo as you've played as a limited job. Boom. That would be something that for me, one of the things is give me XP. I'll do whatever. I will do whatever. I will go and grind for XP all day long. And just like Chris have said, especially when it comes to Blue Mage, imagine if you could constantly go back and get those abilities. And after you got that drop of that ability to happen 100 times, all of a sudden, visually, the ability changes. It becomes something that you can chase after. And then you're in a piece of content. And then all of a sudden, people are like, what the heck was that ability? And you're like, oh, that was just White Wind. But I got White Wind 1,000 times. And thus it turns into just a more of a spectacle and less of a, has no extra, changes to the mechanics or something. But I was like, yeah, that'd be sweet. So if they did something like that with Beastmaster, I don't know how then you go and not apply some of that to that. Like, that's where it's like, can we get every job to have a limited version as cool as this? I think that's where that dream.
You want the limited system to add more room, not less. Right now, the limited system, the amount left and the amount right it can go is exactly Blue Mage because it's the only one. But what the lesson learned from Beastmaster needs to be, whatever you come up with is going to be crazy. I don't want the limited job to have a rule set like what is a dungeon, what is a trial, what is a tank, what is a healer, where it's very clearly defined. When the next dungeon comes out, we're like, I already understand. Like, it's going to be this, and then this, and then this, and then this. When the word limited job gets thrown around, that needs to be in my mind, that needs to be a blank check.
Yeah.
Which is way cooler.
That's the benefit of having the space, right?
Right. So come up with anything, Time Mage, and I want it to. They tell us Time Mage. I want it to be like unlimited potential, and I don't want.
You can only go in solo, but you can actually like change, like rewind time, like because I don't know how you do that with multiple people, but you actually can like fully like just do crazy.
Absolutely,
stuff.
And it needs to be crazy as opposed to having some spreadsheet jerk come in and tell you why all of your crazy ideas can't happen because they have this pile of evidence that says it can only go so far left and so far right, and it's clearly documented over the previous 100 iterations. So like that's the advantage that Beastmaster right now still has is we don't know. Like that's the coolest part of Beastmaster is the unknown.
Would dragons be off the table?
People. What? Oh god, that gets really hard because dragons kind of fall into a question of sentient races. It would be like saying, are dwarves on the table? And at what point, if you're going to put dragons on the table, are you going to put Lalafell on the table?
Well, they lost the word beast. Did dragons?
Yeah, allied societies. Yeah. So I guess
Allied Master.
Society Master. The new
what is Allied Master? You can catch dwarves in balls.
Oh my god. Oh man, just you throw them out, they're just drunk and they're just like using their steins and just beating people,
swinging them from their beard.
Oh my god. But like the thing is to think about the collection people. Like I'm fall into that of like collection people of okay, not only do you have to collect all the creatures, but you also every Pokemon, every monster has to be leveled up from 1 to 10, right? Let's just say. And so you've now got an extra layer of people. If you want to engage with that, awesome. You get to go level and worry about all that. If you only want to level like 2 of them and those are your guys, like then you don't have to. So that also might be a.
Are we a primal? I mean, if we have Allied Master, absolutely that's a game of black and white. Like, what a great title. Like, absolutely that's a game of black and white.
Oh my god.
Black and white was a game that was almost as much fun when you stopped playing as it was to be playing because your brain just went, I'm a god and I can be terrible or amazing.
That is the like
Grand Theft Auto meets Sim City, but before Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, that is like worst best game to give someone when they're like 12 years old.
Now that Chris is here, like that was just a little mini podcast that
I was listening. I didn't hop in right away.
You're good. I know. I was
having a good time. I had a
Yeah, and
There's a
Jay might
crazy thing
Jay
happening.
might still join. He said that he got stuck in traffic too,
My
so
wife
it
and I
is a
might-
stuck in traffic day.
My wife and I might buy a house.
Oh,
exciting.
in
But I was on the phone with it.
Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've talked about moving.
It would be
away.
further north, so it would be closer to you.
Woo.
That's not why. It's
Well,
but
you
it's,
could have lied to me for my birthday. You could have
I
just
just don't
lied
want
to
you,
me. I would have
you know.
believed you. Well, we
Um,
really don't. We really miss getting to hang out in the real world.
Yeah,
so
we only
we're,
bought it to use the 1 day a year,
Yeah.
just to be closer to Brian. The rest of the year, it really didn't make any sense. No, it was built like 100 years ago.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of questions. So I've had phone calls with, thankfully, like I've been in and around the real estate industry a long time. My mom was in and around the real estate industry. I had a contract job for a while working for a tax company. So like I've talked to a loan guy this morning. I've talked to a CFP this morning. I've talked to a architect this morning. I've talked to a tax guy this morning. So like it was just a lot of like, I need you to tell me all the reasons this is a bad idea and I should not do this. And I've done this a couple times over the last 6 months, and all of them at some point, I haven't had to make very many phone calls before told it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I've talked to like 7 people this morning, and they all pulled up the house and said, I think you got to buy this house. So we're getting closer.
Cool, man.
Nobody's told me it's a bad idea. As a matter of fact, a few said,
check
I
to
think
make
this
sure
house
you have
needs
good
to be
internet.
specifically you guys, because I think there's some visions that you guys would have for this home that are cooler than what maybe a random stranger would have. So like, I think one of the best outcomes is you guys buy this house, and that's a difference. The other houses were all like, nope, don't do that. And I was like, great, money saved. So we've been slowly saving up a down payment, and each time somebody tells me no, the down payment just gets bigger. And so I was like, do I keep waiting? Like, we're not in a terrible state. Like, we have a house right now that we hate. That's fine. So like, I'm not going to move if it's not going to be better. And the bar to clear is this, which is here. So
my partner's been building her dream home over the past like 2 years, and it's just getting finished in about like 4 weeks.
I'm pretty sure this is a money pit.
Your current house?
The new one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's like a golden saucer based primal living under the foundation, and we just shovel funds into it at an unlimited rate. And so I thought I had a lot of ammo why I shouldn't buy this house, and people are like, I don't know, man. It seems like a pretty cool primal.